That mugshot situates Trump in a cultural context that I'm not sure his enemies may have anticipated. Now he joins Frank Sinatra. He joins Elvis Presley. He joins Johnny Cash and Tupac Shakur. And he didn't only know some of these people, meaning he is now seen by non-political folks as a rebel, an outsider with swagger. And as one black lady I spoke with earlier today here in New Orleans said, Trump's a gangsta. And that means he has cred among a new bloc of voters that perhaps have never given him a serious look, and now they're looking again.
I refuse to believe that these folks really take themselves seriously. I mean, Donald Trump's mugshot is finally the jolt that he needed to get black Americans on his side. He's got some street cred now, and he's gangsta over these charges that stretch over 4 states. 4 states! It very well may be a joke, because Laura Ingraham and this guy, Raymond Arroyo, they do a veiled bit every once in a while to get people to react. Like the time they did one about the show You.
You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
What's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
It very well may be a joke, but nobody told Jesse Waters.
Everyone's talking about it. Black Americans online, some of them are saying, I'm voting for Trump now, because they, too, have sometimes felt they've been unfairly targeted by the criminal justice system. And you know, in this country, nationally, 1 or 2% of the black vote swinging to the Republicans, that's the election right there.
You get that Jesse didn't really mention what Trump supporters like him tend to say about those black people that feel they've been unfairly targeted by the criminal justice system? It's weird how they left that part off. But still, maybe Laura Loomer was joking when she tweeted this. The black vote is going to come out strong for Donald Trump in 2024. They just arrested Trump and booked him in the blackest jail in the state of Georgia on phony, trumped-up charges. Fonnie Willis just made Donald Trump the most relatable man on the ballot for the black community. It's Donald Trump versus the man who called black people super predators. And there's another from Dinesh D'Souza. He said this: in the urban black community, a mugshot can be an iconic symbol, both of victimization and of greatness. It's a defiant up yours to the man. Think Tupac Shakur. Trump is now the ultimate gangsta in our culture. It's odd that D'Souza thinks a mugshot means immediate greatness and middle finger to the man, because his ass definitely can't walk around in public expecting some respect over his felony conviction. Just in case y'all forgot, Dinesh was sentenced in Manhattan federal court to 5 years of probation, with 8 months during the first year to be served in a community confinement center, after having pled guilty to violating the federal campaign election law by making illegal contributions to a United States Senate campaign in the names of others. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara stated, Dinesh D'Souza attempted to illegally contribute over $10,000 to a Senate campaign, willfully undermining the integrity of the campaign finance process. It's a bad sign when it's unclear whether or not your party's spin on their former president's laundry list of indictments, and now a mugshot is just a bunch of joking around or actual beliefs. So let's go through how blatantly ironic this whole thing is. They've never seen a black person in legal peril that they didn't believe deserved it. But now that their top thug has a mugshot, black folks apparently are going to shift their entire belief system, because black folks and criminality just go hand in hand. Tell me you think all black folks are criminals without saying you believe all black folks are criminals. They literally can't separate their brains from their racist beliefs, because apparently black folks don't care about health care. They don't care about education, child care, jobs, housing, none of it. Nothing gets the black vote out like a connection to crime, they believe. Let's talk about conservatives' approach to the black vote that they're expecting to benefit from. Because this is the same political party that regularly fights against equal voting access for black Americans. Governor Kay Ivey and the Republican-controlled House down in Alabama just recently ignored a Supreme Court ruling that directed them to redraw a gerrymandered map that openly reduced the black vote. Yeah, that same black vote that's coming out for Trump now. And it's not just these state reps. None of them are interested in black people voting. So how are they going to enjoy the fruits of Donald Trump's mugshot if their elected officials refuse to give the same voting rights to this new criminal voting bloc? And let's not forget that part of the charges in Georgia stem from his team's attempts to smear and destroy the lives of 2 black women that were working a polling location, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. Yeah, sure. Black voters will connect with Trump over his attempts to overturn an election that included harassing and threatening the lives of patriotic black women who were simply serving their state. There's many more examples, but let me just go after one more. Because somehow Donald Trump is the new face of black oppression when it comes to the criminal justice system. Really. The same Donald Trump that took out a full-page article demanding the Central Park Five be executed with full confidence but zero evidence is the same guy that stood by this false declaration, even when he was president, regardless of the fact that the accused were completely exonerated and the real rapist was actually discovered.
Just weeks after the crime was committed in 1989, Donald Trump took out a full-page ad in 4 New York newspapers advocating the return of the death penalty.
We don't know who did that crime, and the court's going to decide who did that crime. Were you prejudging those arrested?
No, I'm not prejudging at all. I'm not in this particular case.
Just this week, Trump said he still considers the men, again, exonerated by the criminal justice system and by DNA scientific evidence, guilty.
I said, of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done. I mean, it's incredible when a reporter asks me whether or not I have compassion for the people that did this crime. I have absolutely no compassion.
Will you apologize to the Central Park Five? They've been exonerated. There have been videos and movies shown about the case, and you came out with a full-page ad saying that they should die. They should have the death penalty.
Why do you bring that question up now? It's an interesting time to bring it up. You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
You know, because Donald Trump really likes to stick it to the man, except for those times he begged the man to execute young, innocent black men because they must have been doing something wrong. Remember he tweeted this in 2013? When someone pointed out, with all due respect, after your rant about the Central Park Five, perhaps you should keep law and order comments to yourself. And Trump responded with, tell me, what were they doing in the park? Playing checkers? The hypocrisy goes on and on and on. But what it really illustrates is that these conservatives are so desperate to spin the latest hint of consequences for Trump as a positive that they can't even see that their default is to not only be hypocritical, but to still be blatantly and utterly racist.